What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Leopazzo Productions. Thank you very much for tuning in. In today's video, we're going to be having a closer look at this brand new wireless microphone kit made by Comica. This is the BoomX-D2 PRO. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Hopefully all of you guys have been doing all right. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Just like all of us, we don't have that much time, so I want to make this video as quick as possible, but at the same time jam-pack a bunch of information so you guys are more familiar on how to use this microphone kit, a bunch of the specs and features, how to connect it, all this kind of stuff. So stick with me, guys, because there's a lot of information to cover in this video, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So first things first, you guys are listening to this microphone right now. As you see, I do have a lavalier microphone, which is the lavalier microphone that comes with this kit. And I also have the other transmitter over here, which has a built-in microphone. So right now, the built-in microphone, the bigger one over here on my shirt, is actually muted. So you guys are listening to the lavalier microphone. Why did I do this? Because that way I can knock off two birds with one stone. I can give you guys an example on what the lavalier microphone sounds like, and I can also give you an example on what the internal microphone sounds like. One of the biggest features about this microphone kit, which is the internal backup recording, which is going to be 48 kilohertz at 16-bit WAV file, which is fantastic. And that's exactly what I'm doing for this video. I've just enabled the internal recording on this transmitter, and I've also enabled the internal recording on this transmitter over here that I have in my pocket, which is wired up over here to the lavalier microphone. So not only am I going to have the camera's video file with the audio that's being recorded right now using the receiver, but I'm also using both of these transmitters to record internally. So the 8 gigabytes of internal storage is going to allow approximately 24 hours of internal recording, which is a super long time. But just in case you don't want to overwrite those audio files, you want to go ahead and back them up to your PC, which we can simply do with the cable that is provided, a USB to USB-C. Just drag and drop, save them onto your computer, and now you have nice high quality audio wave backup file, just in case some of your original audio was clipping or was kind of distorted or whatnot, or cut out. The audio backup file is a fantastic option over here that's included with this kit. Why don't we just go ahead and briefly switch to the internal microphone? So what I'm going to do is actually just mute the lavalier microphone. So I'm just going to reach in my pocket over here on this transmitter, and I'm going to press the mute button. Okay, perfect. So now we're using the internal microphone and the lavalier microphone is muted. So this is what the audio sounds like. Mic check 1 2 3, mic check 1 2 3. All right, guys, let's go ahead and actually have a closer look at what comes included with this kit. So you'll notice right off the bat that we do have this nice hard protective case, which is going to allow us to store all of the equipment and accessories and cables, etc. in here, nice and compact and protected, which is really nice. We do have 2 transmitters included with the kit. Each one of these transmitters do have internal microphones. We do also have the receiver that we can connect to multiple different devices to record some nice quality audio. Over here we do have the 2 cables. We do have a TRS to TRS cable. This one is going to be connected, for an example, from the receiver to our camera. We do also have a TRRS to TRS cable, which is going to again to get connected to the receiver, and we can also connect it to our mobile phone. We do also have a charging cable over here along with a data transfer cable. So on one end is going to be a USB, and on the other end we actually have 3 USB-Cs. So each one of these USB-Cs are going to get connected over here at the side of each one of these devices, and now we can go ahead and charge all of them with this one cable over here. We do have the 2 wind muffs as well, so if you're going to be recording outdoors environment and it's a little bit windy, again, these wind muffs are made to just simply go right over the internal microphones over here on each one of the transmitters. So we do have have two lavalier microphones included with this kit. We have the lav mic itself. We have the little clip here so we can mount it onto our shirt. And on the other end, you can just go ahead and simply connect it over here to each one of the transmitters. So overall, it's really nice to see that we have everything included with this kit to start recording some nice quality audio right out of the box. All right, guys, so now that you're a little bit more familiar on what exactly comes included with this kit, I just wanted to go ahead and share with you guys some more additional specs and information. So again, this is a 2.4G dual channel wireless transmission kit, which basically means that it's going to automatically select the best channel so we can have the best transmission between the transmitters and the receivers. So I will also mention that the maximum distance range for this wireless microphone kit can go up to as far as 330 feet, which is super far. All right, guys, mic check 1 2 3, mic check 1 2 3. Now I'm using the built-in microphone here onto the transmitter, still recording in the safety track mode. I do have the little wind muff on here, even though it's not really too windy at all. It's kind of pretty mellow, but just to kind of give you an example, again, wide angle lens, I'm able to walk around as I may be displaying something or talking or showing you guys whatever I want to show you guys. So, you know, with this test, it just kind of shows that, you know, I can kind of move around freely. Right now, I'm a good maybe 8 to 10 feet. I'm gonna say 10 feet away from the camera. This is what the audio sounds like. I'm gonna estimate I'm a good like 25 feet easy. This is how far I am from the receiver that's mounted onto my camera. Let's go ahead and walk back further. I'm gonna estimate, I don't know, maybe this is at least a good 70 feet or so. So I'm gonna say I'm probably a good 150 feet or something, man. Like, I don't know, I'm pretty far from the camera. All right, here I'm gonna estimate at least a good 200 feet, maybe 250, I don't know. So I'm gonna say this is just under 500 feet, maybe 400 feet. Let's go ahead and start walking back towards the camera. So here we are, maybe 25 feet from the camera, just walking back over here, again, using the lavalier microphone. Mic check 1 2 3, mic check 1 2 3. It's good to get outside and do some exercise. Again, guys, I am recording in the mono setting right now, which is set onto the receiver. We do also have the option to record into the stereo setting. So basically we can activate both microphones. Maybe you have two people and you want to record both of them separately on two different channels, which is a fantastic feature. That's exactly one of the other reasons why I purchased this kit, because it does have two transmitters along with the backup recording and all these additional features. And the other mode that we can actually select is the safety track mode. The safety track mode is going to automatically record one of the channels to 6 dB lower, just in case your main audio is clipping or recorded too loud or you can't really salvage it in post-production. No worries, because again, we're going to be able to use the other channel, which is recorded at 6 dB lower. So next, let's go ahead and talk about the battery life of this kit. So again, each one of these devices, the two transmitters and the receivers, do have internal battery, which we can charge with the cable included, USB to USB-C. And I will mention that both of the transmitters' maximum battery life is going to be up to 4.5 hours. And as far as the receiver, it's going to have a battery life of approximately 6 hours. I will say that each one of these devices are nice and small and compact. They do only weigh approximately 29 grams according to the user manual. It does have a frequency response of 80 hertz to 20 kilohertz. The signal to noise ratio is 70 dB and the dynamic range is 76 dB with a sound delay of 20 milliseconds. But we are not limited to just connecting this kit to our cameras. We can actually use our smartphones, iPhones, Androids, etc., along with our PCs, laptops, iPads, tablets, whatever kind of device you want to use, even like an audio mixer as well. You can send it as an input and you can be wireless maybe in an event like a wedding, or even being connected to the DJ setup, which this kit is going to provide us with both a digital and an analog output signal from the receiver, so we can connect it to a variety of different devices. All right, guys, let's go ahead and have a closer look at both of these transmitters and along with this receiver over here into the middle. And I think best to demonstrate that, why don't we just go ahead and power on each one of these devices. So I'm going to start with the receiver over here. We do have a power button, which is the top button onto the right hand side. Just press and hold that for a few seconds. We got the Comica logo, and now you can see this beautiful display screen, which is approximately 1 inch. Same thing goes over here onto one transmitter. Let's go ahead and press and hold the power button for a few seconds. We got the Comica icon logo over there displayed, and now we have this display screen. Same thing over here with this other transmitter. Bingo. So just like that, they are automatically synced. So you can see over here onto the receiver, we do have quite a bit of information displayed over here on the receiver display screen. We are into the mono mode. We do have a battery icon. We do have these audio level meters on both of these microphones over here. And we do have microphone A and microphone B connected and synced. And both of these microphones are set to plus 6 dB, which is really nice. So all of the information that we need over here is available to us. So if you notice over here, the display screen of the receiver, it actually looks dim and you can't really see the information. And that's because it went to an auto dimming setting, which is basically like an automatic lock setting. So for an example, yes, it's trying to save battery life by dimming the screen, but also acts as a lock. So for an example, if I were to press a button over here on the side of the receiver, it's actually not going to come into effect because it's basically just going to wake it up and it's going to unlock it. So let's just go ahead and press the mode or power button over here onto the top and let's see what happens. As you see, the display screen is now showing in full brightness illumination. So if I go ahead and press the mode selector button one more time, it's going to toggle between the different modes. So now I'm in stereo mode and here is the safety track mode. So again, the button over here onto the top right hand corner, which is also the power button. This is also acting as the mode button. So it's a long press to power on and off and short press to change the different modes. So as we talked about earlier, the mono mode, here is the stereo mode, and here is the safety track mode. So you have these two other buttons over here for microphone A and microphone B, which is going to allow you to adjust the microphone gain sensitivity. So right now, if I go ahead and increase it, you notice since we're in mono mode, they're increasing together. So whatever I do for one microphone, it's doing the exact same thing for the next. So we do have up to plus 12 dB. And we do have as low as all the way from negative 12 dB. So we do have a wide range. So let's go to the next mode, which is the stereo mode. So I have two microphones activated over here. Okay, and I'm actually noticing that now that I'm switched into stereo mode, it looks like one of these microphones is actually muted, and I believe it's this one right over here, number A or letter A. So why don't I just go ahead and turn this one over to the side and unmute it. So now that we're in the stereo mode over here, you can see that both audio level meters over here are being displayed for both of these microphones. And let's say I wanted to control the microphone gain for each one of these microphones independently. So what I'm going to do over here is press the button over here, which is labeled as A, which is going to be controlling this microphone over here. Right now, it is currently set to plus 6 dB. And again, as we talked about, we can go all the way to plus 12 and all the way down as far as negative 12. So let's set microphone A, for an example, to 0 dB. And now let's adjust microphone B to something else. Let's also set it to 0 dB. Okay, let's go with 0 dB right there. So both of these microphones are set to 0 dB. And again, if I wanted to bring one microphone higher than the other, I can definitely do that. So it's really nice that we can control the microphone gain sensitivity independently. So let's go ahead to the next mode by pressing the mode button over here. So let's get out of stereo and let's go to safety. So now we're in the safety track mode. This one is actually a really nice one that I'm a fan of. So you'll notice over here, as far as the gain sensitivity, microphone A is set to 0 dB. And microphone B is set to negative 6 dB. So again, as we talked about, safety track recording is always going to record one track 6 dB lower as like a backup, just in case your main microphone audio becomes clipped or too loud, for an example. So if we wanted to adjust these settings, we can actually increase it. And as you see, if I press the button over here, it's actually increasing it. So it went from plus 2 to negative 4. Again, we still have 6 dB difference over here. Plus 4 dB, negative 2 dB. Same idea. Plus 6 dB, 0 dB. And again, I can do this all the way up to 12 dB. And we're going to flip this receiver over here to the left-hand side. And you'll notice that we do have this USB-C connection over here. This USB-C connection is going to allow for charging with the provided charging cable. And it's also going to allow us to connect this receiver to our mobile phones along with to our PCs. If we go ahead and have a closer look over here at the top of the receiver, we do have a couple of connections. Starting off onto onto the right hand side, this is the analog output, which again I've been using to connect to my camera. So again, as we talked about earlier, we do have the cable provided, or we can also use the other cable which is included. One end is a TRS, and the other end right here, the gray end, is actually the TRRS, which be connected to our mobile phones, and you may need an additional adapter depending on what kind of connection you want to go to. And over here to the left hand side, we do also have a headphone output jack, which we can go ahead and connect our headphones and monitor the audio that way, which is really nice. Okay, so I think other than that, you guys are pretty familiar with the receiver. Just like all three devices, we do have this nice cold shoot, hot shoot mount clip adapter over here, little clip that we can go ahead and mount it onto our camera's hot shoot, cold shoot mount. And same thing goes over here for each one of the transmitters. We can clip this onto our shirt or to our jacket or any kind of area that's going to allow us to clip that onto. So now that you guys are more familiar with the receiver, I say we go ahead and have a closer look over here at each one of these transmitters. So first off, let's get a closer look at the menu display screen that we have here on this transmitter. So what information do we have? Starting top right hand corner, we have the battery icon. We have the linking syncing, so basically telling us if we are paired or not from the transmitter to the receivers. And again, this kit was synced, paired right off the bat, right out of the box. I have not had to pair this kit whatsoever myself manually. Next, over here on the display screen, you will notice this little microphone icon, and that is telling us if either we are muted or not. So if I will go ahead and mute it by pressing the mute button over here, which is the same button as far as the power button, go ahead and press it once, and now we can see we have a hash going through the microphone icon, which is telling me that is muted. And also over here, you'll notice that the audio level meters on this display screen on this transmitter is also not showing me anything over here at the bottom. So let's go ahead and unmute it, and now we got those audio level meters back as well. Okay, so over here into the middle, you can see that it says rec, so REC with the little red dot and the time. So this is the record time. So as we talked about earlier throughout the course of this video, I was recording internally to these transmitters. So how do you actually go ahead and record? So what you want to do is press and hold this red record button over here. So let's just go ahead and do that. Press and hold. Bingo. Now we are recording. The recording little red dot is actually flashing, and we have the timer over here which is counting up of the recording as well. So we do have a nice indication on when we are recording and how long the length of the recording is. So there we go, right over there. There's the display screen. I think you guys are more familiar with that. If we turn it over to the side, as we talked about, we have the power button and the mute button. So long press to power on and off, short press to mute it. And here is the pairing button. So if you do need to pair it, which I have not needed to do because it was automatically paired right out of the box from factory, you just press and hold this pairing button over here, and it's going to pair to the receiver. So having a closer look over here to the left hand side of the transmitter, as we talked about earlier, we do have this red record button to press and hold for a few seconds to either start or stop the recording. And we do also have this USB-C connection. So this USB-C connection is actually going to be used for two different things. One, it's going to be used to charge this transmitter, and two, it's going to allow us to connect this transmitter to our PC so we can copy and save those internal audio recording files to our PC. So basically to transfer data. So at the top of the transmitter, again, as we talked about, we do have the internal microphone, and we do have that nice wind muff, which is included with this kit, which is definitely going to become very helpful. And this wind muff, again, it has like a little rubber texture, little cap, and just kind of slides over and pushes down. So it does feel like it's kind of secure. It's not going to just fall off for no reason. It is well fit, and I'm sure this is definitely going to make an improvement for recording outdoors. So let me just go ahead and remove this so we can have a better look. Next over here, we do have a microphone connection. So this is where we're going to be connecting our lavalier microphones. As you see over here with this transmitter, I do have the lavalier microphone connected. And a nice little feature about that lavalier microphone kit, again, just to look at it in a little bit more detail, this is the connection, a 3.5 millimeter connection. This is the microphone input, but what I'm trying to point out over here is this little clip design over here, which is going to allow us to easily install it by pushing it in. And now if it gets tugged on or pulled off or whatever, it's not going to come undone. It's going to be nice and secure. So again, to unlock it, just push in and pull out, and to install it, just simply line it up and push it in. So that is definitely a nice feature that they took into consideration. So everything that we just looked at over here on transmitter A onto my right hand side, we have the exact same thing over here on transmitter B onto the left hand side. going on, guys? Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Nice beautiful day outside. We are listening to the lavalier microphone right now, and I just have the transmitter here in my pocket. Overall, this is what the microphone sounds like. Safety track negative 0 dB, negative 6 dB. Mic check 1 2 3. 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 This is what the audio sounds like outdoors in this environment, just vlogging handheld. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Using the internal microphone safety setting, the gain sensitivity is set to plus 8 dB and plus 2 dB. All right, guys, mic check, mic check. We're just outside with Marco. Marco, say what up.
What up?
We just out here kicking
Yes.
around the ball.
Yeah,
We are recording right now in the stereo mode.
yeah.
We got 2 mics on. Marco's over there, and I'm just kicking him the ball. We're using the built-in microphone right now, and actually the dB for both mics is set to plus 6. It is a little bit windy, so I do have the wind muff on. Well, guys, it looks like we reached that time of the video to give you my overall thoughts and opinion of this mic kit. If you guys cannot tell already, I'm definitely impressed with all of the specs and features that are available with this kit. Again, the internal recording, the 2 microphones, the wind muffs, the lavalier microphones, the internal microphone, the way it mounts just simply and easily clips onto my shirt. We have this nice protective hard case. Overall, all of the cables, they're 3-in-1 charging cable as well. And most importantly, again, probably my favorite feature is the audio backup recording, that nice quality high audio wave file, which I can go ahead and sync in post-production. The safety track mode, fantastic. I really do like that. And overall, I'm very impressed. We got the mono, the stereo, all of these different settings and features. One thing that I would like to improve is the battery life of both the transmitters and the receivers, but no issues, to be honest with you, because we can actually power them at the same time. So we can power or charge these devices while we're actually using them. So if you want to use like a small USB power bank with a USB to USB-C cable, no problem. Bang, bingo, there you go. You can charge them on the go for those long hours of recording. So overall, that's my thoughts, review of this kit. Hopefully you guys have learned something along the way. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Any comments or questions or anything, let me know down in the comment section down below. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Till next time, peace.